Welcome to humanitywins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this very special episode of humanitywins.net. We are very lucky today to have another guest, and we have Francesca Giobbi. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, Francesca Giobbi.
Giobbi, okay. Francesca Giobbi, that I have the luck to be a few days ago, around 10 days ago, on her channel FreedomeE.tv, and she's also has the social network and marketplace FreedomeE.com, and it's a very interesting project. I would like to speak today with you, Francesca, and we're very lucky to have you, and I appreciate you coming in as a guest. And this is for all the audience. You see, don't feel it's difficult or that. It's we all want to hear your story, and all our four stories are very special. We certainly have very, very interesting things to say. And I always say, if you discover your story and it will be a book or a movie, it will be an Oscar winner or a bestseller, because all our stories are beautiful and very interesting, of course. So, hi, Francesca, thank you for being here. And I don't know if you want to start telling us a little bit about you, about your story, how you ended up in Finland. I know you're in Finland right now, and your project.
Well, first of all, Alex, thank you so much for inviting me to come to Humanity Wins. I'm a big fan. I listen to all your episodes, and I think they are super, they are like holding me in my hands, because it's so difficult to talk about your feelings and to talk about what we're being discovering since we woke up. It's difficult because everything that we've been told is a lie. Yes. And I say everything. So, let me first of all introduce me who I am. So I am a simple girl, half Brazilian, half Italian, living in Finland, that 8 years ago had a wake-up call with my purpose in life, which is unite 144,000 souls. Okay. And with that energy, create a free economy. Why I'm saying a free economy? Because since I woke up about the cost of the money that we pay to survive in different ways, comparing for people that have more money and people that have less money, I was so shocked that I said, I need to change this. Because we are all investing with our consumption, with our investments, and with our businesses in a bad economy of debts. So 8 years ago, I understood that I need to fulfill my purpose, and I started to study the cost of the money to finance entrepreneurship, consumption, investments, waste, and solidarity around the globe. And before the pandemic, I have been to 33 countries. And then after the pandemic, I started doing the research online, having Zoom calls with people that I knew from that country that I wanted to understand. How come small and medium entrepreneurs are always failing and failing? Why they start a business, putting all their effort, money, and knowledge, and after 2 years, 75% globally went bankrupt, and then only 3% survive after 10 years. And those 3% that survive, they will have investors that will buy their business, and they're going to be out of the business. And how come this is happening in a global scale? So first of all, we need to understand that there are 1,800 companies that rules the world in all sections. And those companies, they come from two groups, BlackRock and Vanguard. And those two groups, they are the leaders of everything. Why? Because they own the money, they print the money, and then they buy all the governments. Unfortunately, our governments, they are not that sweet as they seems to be. They cut a good part of our work, of our productivity on taxes, but instead of getting those taxes to give back to the society, they become stronger and stronger to their agenda. It's obvious that I'm not saying there are only bad politicians. There are good politicians, but the system works in that way. So every country that owns money to the Federal Reserve or to the Mundial Bank, they are working for the debt system. And this is a huge problem that we are facing. So after understanding that, I start to understand that big companies, they were tired of having problems with their employees. So they're investing in technology. So technology to produce and technology to sell their product. So can you imagine if you have technology to produce and technology to sell, where people are going to work, where people are going to earn their living? So when you understand that, you start saying, okay, what are we facing? So 99% of the global population are facing a war between their productivity, the cost of the money, and robots. And this is super serious. And this is why the small and the medium entrepreneurs, they are losing their jobs, they're losing their clients because people are lack of money in their hands to purchase and to produce. So understanding that, I realized that the only way we could rebuild a better ecosystem, it's by collaboration. Collaborating with our knowledge, collaborating with our consumption, collaborating with our investments, collaborating with our contents, and with our contacts. How can you do this? By earning, because at the end, it's all about money. So for instance, I produce cakes, but only being as a small entrepreneur, only producing cakes, it's going to be impossible to pay my bills because I don't have that much money to buy industrial cuisine, to make lots of cakes, to have a lot of employees, to pay the marketing online or a marketing in the retail shop. It's too expensive for me. But I can do like 20 cakes a week. And in the meantime, I can sell the oven, I can sell the chocolate, I can sell the ingredients and the products that I'm using to make my cake together with those companies. And then I can sell my cake, I can sell lessons of making cakes, and I can sell, you know, a pan, I can sell an oven, I can sell a chocolate, I can sell other things by commercial links. So this is what I developed. And in the meantime, by every transaction that I made, I can help social projects. What kind of social projects? Social projects that will help more people to collaborate. And why I'm saying that? Since we are small, we are grown up to compete. We are competing all the time. And we are misunderstanding who we are. Because if I compete with someone that is just like me, I am competing with myself. If I'm competing with myself, I am being my biggest problem. And nobody stopped to understand that, because we have to pay the bills, we have to move on, we have to, you know, the rent and everything. It's so many things that we don't have time to stop and rethink in this ecosystem. But by listening to people in 45 countries, I understood that the only way we could make things better is by collaborating. So we developed this ecosystem in a social network combined with a marketplace with 5 multifunctions incomes together with positive social, economic, environmental impacts algorithms. So I understood that this was the only way to be ready to compete with the predatory competition of Google Ads I don't know if you know, but 62% of all the comments online are made by machines and owned by the big techs. And then 38% of the comments online are only seen if you pay to be seen. So there are two competitions that someone without money, it will be impossible to.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
I work on web, so I know perfectly what you're talking about.
So this is what I do. So we have and then we have 5 incomes. Active income, your work, your content, your contacts, your knowledge. Passive income, by bringing third parties, knowledge, contacts, content, and businesses. Collaborate income, by communicating your work with third parties' work, and then from that content, that communication, send to all social media links with commercial links. When in every transaction is made, our technology can read who helped who to sell, and then we split the payment and pay everybody. Social income, we have the responsibility to give back to society and educate people, businesses with the collaborative incomes. And then the last one is the investment income. So we are looking right now for tokenizations partners to help us to tokenize FreedomeE technology, phase 1 and phase 2 of our technology. So if you earn the bank and if you earn the communication that you're investing to sell your business, you're going to earn from everywhere. And finally, you're going to have a free market, a free economy, a free opportunity to be whoever you want to be, using your talents, evaluating the made of every individual, every community, city, country, and planet. So, and we are just in the beginning of this technology. We've been building up in Brazil for the last 1 year. We had already put 1,000 people to understand the needs. And now we really understood that the education part is our biggest challenge.
It sounds, I appreciate it, and I hope for the audience, it's a lot of information. I've heard it now for 2-3 times, and I'm still processing it. And for me, if I share a little bit of my personal story, I mean, I have a web hosting business. And for me, the first years, I started this 21 years ago. And I wanted to share that as I already shared with you personally, that I lived in Finland. And I came back to Mexico on September 6th of the year 2001. So I came here with no idea of starting a business. And I was looking for a job. And then September 11, 2001 happened. There were no jobs. There was a recession coming. So I decided to start this business. So it was a little bit of the situation, adapting to the situation, and if you want to see it as luck or whatever. And for the first years, it was fine. We grew very well. And then I understand perfectly what you're saying about when a huge company comes, because the GoDaddies, and you have heard of these companies, I'm sure, the one-on-ones, there's another one from the UK, and also the Amazon Web Services, and all these companies, Google, all of these companies came. There's no way to compete with them. Okay, they own all the technology. They have all the money. You are a small company, and we started struggling a little bit. Yes. So I can understand that they also have access to 0% financing, 1% financing. When you have access to 18 here in Mexico, 24% financing is standard. Okay, 2% per month. So how do you compete with that? Okay. How do you compete, for example, you know about currencies, about you don't have the Cruzeiro anymore. You have, what do you have now? The Real, no?
Reais, in Brazil, Reais.
Reals, yes. But you used to have the Cruzeiro. You remember the Cruzeiro in 30 years ago. But you know about how your currency loses. I mean, and anyone hearing from Latin America, Asia, Africa knows what I'm talking about. It's not experienced in Europe. It's not experienced in the United States. But for example, here in Mexico, the peso 10, 12 years ago used to be 10, 11 pesos per dollar. Right now it's 20 pesos per dollar. So when you sell in pesos, when you spend in US dollars, because you buy server space in US dollars, and that becomes very, very difficult. So I'm not trying to play the victim. I'm trying to say these issues you are sharing are real. Okay, there are companies out there, small companies that experience these issues, and it's great that you want to level the playing field in a way to be able to access, first of all, these loans more accessible to these companies, and also maybe give them, as you're saying, education, technology, best practices, like some kind of franchise. Because when you buy, for example, I know in the food industry, it's very standard, you buy something called a franchise. It's a set of instructions, a name, a label, a brand basically. For example, I don't want to say about McDonald's. Let's say you buy the brand, you buy all the technology, all the know-how, and if your platform is eventually able to do that, it's really going to help out a lot of small people and individuals and companies on these countries to level the playing field, to allow them maybe to export to Europe, to the US, to Australia, to, we know, the bigger markets. It's not that they're better or we're bad, okay? It's just, we know it. Living in Mexico, you know, who's your best client? The United States and Canada, because they are really here close, and the United States is the biggest market in the world, with China right there, with Germany. So it's a great client to have.
Yes, and they're a big market because the cost of the money for them to consume, it's much, much cheaper. So people only think about the cost of the money to produce, but they don't think the cost of the money to produce. So it's a circle that we do. So with FreedomeE technology, we can minimize the client acquisition cost of every entrepreneur, and also give to the entrepreneurs different kinds of incomes, multiple function incomes. Because why the rich guys, they're always stable? Because they have incomes from different part, because they're investing their money in different part. So if money, it's equal time. So if you invest your time by selling your things together with other people's things in your professional blog, and then in your personal blog, you sell your vision and you sell your quality okay check on your consumption, you can earn from different ways and open different doors to your wallet. And this is what is interesting. For instance, I am a mother of 3. There are things that I don't do in my business, but I consume for my children. So I can start writing blogs about it, the things that I consume and that they're using, and then connecting with other mothers that are doing the same. And then we show this to this entrepreneur, to this company, and say, okay, we want to sell you. So please put your things inside of FreedomeE. And we're going to earn by bringing this brand. You're going to earn by connecting with other consumers, and we're going to earn by sending links of this brand to people from our business that has nothing to do with my hobby or with the things that I'm consuming and buying to my kids. So when you understand that you have a voice, a big voice as a consumer of something, and as a professional or owner of a business, when you understand your voice, especially online, bringing contents, bringing stories, you are going to have different incomes coming to you. You're going to connect with different people, and you're going to start organizing your growth in a different way. See, and this is why the 5 incomes are extremely important for everybody to be financial free and to own their own life, and to own the bank and the system they are investing to communicate and to lend money or to borrow money. See, and our vision is for us as a community to be the best guarantee for investors and the best guarantee for the ones that are getting the money. Because I am getting the money, but I know that this money I will invest in the group that I'm producing contents and selling my goods with them, And in the same time, I know that they will consume me. So this is important. This exchange is extremely important. If you study the big families, the families that own those 1,800 companies, they only married between them, they only make business between them, and they only invest between them. And why we, as 99.99%, we are competing? Why?
Well, a good question. It's like when you play Monopoly, you have played Monopoly, of course, right? And you are the bank, but also you get maybe to steal the money you want. So the other players are struggling, you know, to buy the houses and the properties, and you can buy whatever you want. You can pay all the taxes, all the rents, because you have all the money. And that's where I struggle with some people, because I disagree on this notion that whatever is happening in the world right now is has to do with money. No, I don't agree, because money is an energy they have all the access to. They can it's like they have like a hose of water, and there's unlimited water coming out of that for them. They control, they give us the drops, the little drops here and there, but it's unlimited for them. They're not concerned about debt. Debt is unpayable in the world. If you look at the debt of the European Union, if you look at the debt of the United States, it's impossible to pay in hundreds of years, thousands of years, and they will start to be fiscally responsible today to start paying that debt, and they don't have zero interest about that. So debt is irrelevant. It's just a number. It's just they keep generating this energy, but they decide who they give it to. And I think it has to do with the fact that whoever plays for their rules, they maybe give them access to their club, and people like us, they make it a little bit more difficult. So I think this is a very good project, and I hope it has all the success. And I hope everyone listening, if you wanna, I mean, I'm going to include the links, of course, on the show notes, and you can always email me at hey@humanitywins.net for any questions, to get you in touch with Francesca. If you're interested in this project, if you have a company, if you are in India, in Pakistan, if you are here in, I mean, I've received emails from Latvia, from countries probably some people haven't even heard of. And if you're interested in something like this, because I think at the end, one thing is a commercial venture, and of course, but one thing is trying to do business always with a sense of benefiting someone. And I think maybe I'm naive, but I think there's always a way to make money and to be good. Okay, I don't agree that you have to screw people over, because it has happened to me, and it's not nice. It has happened to me being on the wrong part of that, and it's not nice when you get this feeling that whoever has a lot of money in this world, it has to come from you know, from an unbalanced act, what I call an unbalanced act, which is basically they have to affect so many people so they can be on top. And that's the wrong use of money. That's the awful use of money. That's the demonic use of money. I think money could be used for good, especially if it balances, it levels the playing field. And I think this project is all about that, about helping whoever doesn't know where to start leveling the playing field, and with this set of instructions and this platform, because I think what you're building is a marketplace, a platform for companies, small companies, to be able to participate on these markets, which will be impossible if they don't do it through this platform, as you say.
Yeah, and the thing is, as you said, the energy of the money. The energy of the money, it's our productivity. If we produce to bring opportunities to others, our money will produce opportunities to us, because it's all about energy. If we invest in bad entrepreneurs will have money. So we have to watch out what we are consuming. See, it has no sense if we're saying, okay, I am doing a sustainable company, I'm helping women, but then I consume goods that are slavering women. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm investing my time to make good money, but I'm investing my good money in bad people, in bad companies. So that's why it is important to start collaborating with people that we know where they come from, people that we know what they're doing. Imagine how many people lost their jobs for the machines. How many people? So those people, they are very important to be our influencers, to be the ones that brought content to the brands that they consume. And then they will earn by bringing the brand. I remember when I saw a podcast regarding when the Bank of America asked money for Fed. And he gave 3 things for Federal Reserve: his farms, the productivity of their slaves, and the consumption of their slaves, because they have 3 incomes coming. So we can do this by not being slaves, by owning our time, owning our own money, bank, and owning our community to communicate. Because we are blocked in communication. We have a lot of censorship because of what we say, or we have censorship of the cost of the publicity, of the client acquisition cost of Google, Facebook, all the social medias. So
yes, and I wanted to share a little story on that. You mentioned Google AdWords or Google Ads or something. It's Google AdWords is the concept. It's where you subscribe, you create a campaign, what it's called. And when I share my story that I started struggling when these big companies came and, you know, with prices, I couldn't meet because they were a little bit of a scam in a way, because the price will be 1, but then you start an email and it goes to double or something like that. And I don't like doing that. It's a fixed price. It's a fixed price. You get as much, whatever I say you're going to get, you're going to get it. There's no what is called the little line, okay, the small letters. And so they came, and the publicity to compete with these companies was, I mean, I tried it, but I was losing money. I mean, it was more in publicity than whatever the sale will be, because these companies, we have to understand, as you say, they are so huge that they can do that, and they do that because they wanna stomp on the little guy. Some say Amazon is great. Yes, you can find everything on Amazon. That's great. But how many companies have gone out of business because of Amazon? Okay, so I'm not saying that the little guy necessarily is good, the big guy is bad, but I think in a way we have to understand, when you centralize all the power in these big companies, you're going to be submitted by them, because money is something very strange. I mean, I've heard this comment, and I think about it as well. Can we go on without money, for example? And I always share this story when I was younger, that I would like to live in an island. And for example, if I was hungry, I would go to a tree and get something. And if I need shelter, I will build it myself, or I will go fishing. But that's not a story that applies on this reality. I think that's a story for a new world, okay, that is going to based on abundance. In abundance, there is no place for money. Whoever is going to say, I want to buy something, you don't need to, because everything is available. Everything is abundant, including energy. So money is for this scarcity-based reality, and we have to make the peace of it. And it's not about being millionaires, because a friend of mine told me a few days ago, he was really on the point, saying you either love money or you love God, or you basically love or money, okay? So in a way, if money is about making more money, with becoming a millionaire, a billionaire, I think you have the wrong idea about it. Money is an energy to live a comfortable life, to provide for your family. And then if anyone listening, you are very wealthy, please support this project. Please support Francesca's project, because you are making money as an energy. Not thinking about making more, you have sufficient. I'm talking about really wealthy people. There are many, many people that are really wealthy in the world. And I'm not saying give the money out, but make it use as energy, okay? You know, you can spare something like that. And I was talking to someone that, you know, he shared a story, very good one, very nice. And it's similar to what I'm saying, that it's not about how much money you have, but if someone really needs money, $5 is the equivalent to 10 euros or something like that, you can always spare that, and you can use it as energy to help someone else. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If you're a millionaire, billionaire, you put $1 million, it's like for us maybe 10 euros, 100 euros. You can do it, and you will really make so much good in a project like this. Which you mentioned something that I already spoke privately about, the platform, okay? And there's a lot of censorship on the content platforms. And I've suffered a little bit recently on one content platform. So it happens. The content platforms are controlled from someone else. And if they like you, they like you. And then when they don't like you, they don't like you. So it would be nice if this project will have eventually also a content platform, totally independent. So we know that the content producers are firewalled from any censorship.
Yeah, this is what we're aiming for the FreedomeE 2.0. Today we have a simple social network with a marketplace with those 5 multifunction incomes. But in our second version will be to have our own platform. This is what we want. But in order to do this, we have to put people on it in order to make it happen. And we are launching it in 14 countries simultaneously. Why are we doing this? Because for us, it's extremely important to unite global knowledge, which is super important, together with local needs. Because since we are competing with big companies, they have global knowledge. And you cannot deliver a low quality product comparing to those big companies to your client. Because at the end, you have to respect the money and the needs of the consumers. So it's extremely important to have a global knowledge and work in the local scales. So for instance, we have there 10 group of entrepreneurs making $1 million a month through their connection, knowledge, making contents together, and then multiplying their contents through all social media, starting with FreedomeE with commercial links. If we invest money in this group, for sure, they will make 10, 20 times more because they're growing in the organic way and uniting the forces as a consumer, as entrepreneur, as a connector, as an influencer, as ambassador, and as a social project investor. So when you do this, that things start going. You open an opportunity here, and then you open an opportunity there, and then people start connecting and knowing what they're doing. So this is extremely important. Unite knowledge. Think globally, but act locally. And we need to bring the local industry back to all countries. I had this vision because when I was 18 years old, from 18 to 30, I work in Italy as a salesperson for Prada, Gucci, Armani, Versace. And I remember that time while I was a salesperson, Berlusconi, together with the Bank of Vaticano, they did an agreement with China that small and medium entrepreneurs at the time they started with fashion, Prada, Gucci, Armani, Versace, they were small companies. They were getting lines of credit to have the best technology factory in China, produce 80% in China, finalize in Italy, have the stamp of made in Italy with added value, and then have 30 years to pay those factories, 7 years of no payment, and 1% of interest a year. With that agreement, Chinese and Italian...
That's a very good loan. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's make it so easy. Come on. Yeah.
This is the real business of China. That you see a thing, say, can this be so good and so cheap? How come? What is the miracle? I am telling you the miracle.
Yes, I understand.
Low cost of the money, time to pay back, time to learn, market that we're uniting the Italian market and the added value marketing with a lots of investment in marketing and sales. Then you have the market of China, a country of 1,300,000,000 people. And then you have low cost of the labor. See? So you have everything you needed to be successful. So yes. How can we be successful if we're small? By uniting our forces and earning from different transactions. See, and multifunction system. This is the only way. So I think that our biggest challenge, not only at FreedomeE, but all of the startups, the good startups with good solutions around the globe, is how can they collaborate with other startups, with other companies? How can they unite their knowledge? Because when they understand that their problem is the 0.001% of the population leading everything in all senses, because those 0.01%, they have money to pay all the governments, to negotiate the trades, to negotiate the price of the commodities, to negotiate who is going to have the better added value in each sector. So when you understand that, you say, oh my God, and they have the knowledge and they have the technology and they manipulate the knowledge, they manipulate the technology, they manipulate us. Since we're small, they manipulate education. So this is why it's extremely important to have a place where people can communicate, can talk with freedom. So this is why I call FreedomeE, you know, let me be free.
No, I think the name is self-describing, and I think eventually it's a project that, as you're saying, is a social network, a marketplace, and a content delivery system. People are gonna get it. It's some place you can share. If you have a product, you have a service. It's a place you can access other markets, but in a more benign way, in a more loving way, not the regular, you know, you go into Amazon or some others, which is the regular way. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I mean, I'm sure I've known people that they have done very well having Amazon stores and things like that. I'm talking about selling more than buying. And here, I think it's going about it in a different way, in a way that, of course, there has to be, that your product has to be good. If your product is not good, who you are going to sell it to? Your product has to be good, your product has to be valuable, your product has to be rightly priced. But even if you have all those things, you have the greatest technology, you don't have maybe money for publicity, you don't have money to compete with others, and maybe sometimes they lower the prices when there's these type of things. They lower the prices temporarily just to get you out of the market, and then they raise them again. And I've seen that many times, and it happens a lot on the food industry. When there is this new food product, whatever it has to be, it could be, you know, a condiment or something like that, that is, I see it here, it's locally produced and all that. The big companies lower the prices, so they make it more attractive. That other doesn't get any sales, has to go out of business. So,
and it's so pity. It's so pity because we see
it's a pity,
so many people, entrepreneurs, and they put so much energy. That energy is money.
Yes, I agree. A lot of energy, and coming from the heart, and they give families jobs, and they treat them better than the bigger companies. Because I work in very big companies, there is no sense to tell you which ones, but I worked in several, 3, 4 big companies, and yes, they treat you good and they gave me good opportunities. But at the end, there's nothing like working on a small guy, the family-backed company, what is called really a family-based company, is usually where you get the best service, when you get the best warranties, when you get most things. So I think this project, I like it very much, and I'll try to help you, as I said privately, as much as I can And please, whoever is listening, if you want to be part of it, please contact Francesca. If you have a lot of money, you want to use it at energy, please contact Francesca, because that's very important. I think there are people out there that understand they don't need 100 houses, they don't need 200 cars. That's static energy. That's something that just stays there, really. How many houses in the world, they have a lock and no one is going in or out, and it's just energy that is there idle, okay? So when you put money to work like this, when you give it for the benefit of others, it's gonna come back to you. It's just that type of energy is gonna come back to you, as you're saying, twice, triple, 5 times, 20 times. So it's a good investment. Okay.
Alex, I really appreciate your heart, your talent, and your being a bridge at FreedomeE. And this is what we want. We want to connect those 144,000 people, with good energy, that they together will lead the right way of making good businesses. And when I'm saying good business, it's not only about the money. It's like making good relationships. It's by respecting. I mean that the 4 things that are super important in FreedomeE and in every people's life is, first of all, love yourself. Second of all, have compassion of others. Third of all, forgive. And second of all, forgive yourself and others. And the last one is respect. When we put these 4 ways of good feelings together in everything we do, in our economic life, in our professional life, in our family life, in our personal life, in politician, in everything we do, you know, we start to changing this energy. As you said in so many of your episodes, that I love it, where humanity will win, and I hope they win sooner than later, because there's a lot of people suffering right now, especially with this global economic collapse that we're having. It's that we can elevate the energy of the earth in a different level. When we put this in a different level, all this bad energy will have no space in our lives, because we are connecting with good energy. And good energy is like good acting. We need to act, not only say, don't say me, don't talk about problems. We need to understand the problems and bring up solution. We are the solution. And we have to be every single day a solution to people. We really have to be a solution.
I agree totally. And when I say humanity is gonna win, that I'm 1,000% sure that's not a case. The only question is when, and of course I would like it to be today. And you know what? I think it could be today, but humanity will have to come together. And I wanted to share this, something that I believe I just shared with a couple of people, that when I made a change to Humanity Wins, is because I have this idea for the future, and I would like to invite you eventually when that happens, is to create something called the Humanity Day, or I probably that name already exists, but that concept, that we decide on a day, let's say in 2023 or something, and we share this message around, because I have this vision. You want to call it premonition, you want to call it like that. It's a dream that is coming to me so many times, that the way we win is we go out on the street and we raise our hands in peace, saying it's over. System, this is over, system. We don't need you anymore. Don't worry what we're going to do for money. Don't worry what we're going to do for food. Don't worry what we're going to do for medicine. Don't worry anything. We're going to figure it out, okay? And we're going to be better off, and especially in peace, because someone, Tony, a friend of mine, was saying that he was here on the channel around a few days ago as well. He has shared the Gandhi way, Mahatma Gandhi way, that it was, do whatever you want to me, but you're not going to have me, okay? You can kill me, certainly, but you're not going to have me. So that's the end. The end is showing the system no more. And I think also David Icke is basically the same message. He calls it acquiescing. I'm sorry about the pronunciation, but something like that. And it's basically the same idea. It's basically saying no more, no more, peacefully. No bullets, no violence, no justice. We don't want to judge them. There are not going to be any trials. Just leave, because you and I agree, and not all the audience agrees on this, that this is an external force. This is an alien force. This is not from planet Earth. This is not from humans. And this alien force only is trying to do all of this because they use our energy, okay? The moment they cannot use our energy anymore, we automatically have won, because they are not going to go through the process of destructing us. First of all, because we cannot be destructed. They could destroy humanity in a sense, because humans are the mixture of an animal from planet Earth and a consciousness, a spirit from the universe. So if they kill us all, the spirits go, no more animal humans. That's possible. I'm sure Mother Earth will start over and create some humans eventually, and humanity will restart. But they cannot destroy us. So the moment we realize who we are, because I insist on this, that you have to realize who you are. You are not this. You're not this life. You're something else. You are a consciousness. You're a product of God. So the moment we realize that, and we come with this idea that, let's just go in peace, saying no more, like a protest. But some protests are a little bit violent. No, in peace, say no more, no more. I don't want any violence. I don't want any of it. So yes, humanity can win this year, can win today, tomorrow, in a week. Unfortunately, what I see, let me make this is a metaphor, okay? It's not even an analogy, it's a metaphor. We're like in a plane, and where you and your family are in the plane. My family and me are in the plane. Pat and Joel from Wake in the Future are on the plane. My friend Tony's on the plane. All of the people that you know as Awaken are on the plane. But the rest of humanity is right there on the terminal. Checking their phones, reading a book, taking their time. We have to stay patient on the plane, because all humanity has to board the plane. Then we take off to the new world, okay? That's the only way. And yes, you can end your life on the plane. Yes, that's why I say, I don't know if I'm going to see it with my own eyes, because whatever the system is doing right now, they're doing it very fast. I'm actually surprised on how fast they're doing it. I've shared that in Finland, I met a person that is very strange, a person that I met, I don't even know what it was, that he told me it was going to be 2050, then 2040, then 2030, then 2025. And right now they're talking 2023. So we don't know. And that's why I feel the sooner humanity realizes who they are and realizes all the power that you have, and you're going to keep going. And it doesn't matter what they do to you. You're strong and you're going to take it. It's going to end. So the message is extremely simple. And the thing that disappoints me a little bit, and more than disappointing, makes me sad, is that I receive private emails of people hating that message. And I ask myself, what is to be hated about that? Come on. If I'm telling you that it's a positive spin on this, I mean, what do you want? Oh, because it's not about religion? Or because this reality is going to end? It just makes me sad. Because
I think that the only thing that we know, that one day our life, our material life, will end. So I don't see why people are so shocked or sending those messages. My vision is, when you wake up, you are going to start seeing things differently. And it's not my way or your way. It's our way. So we came here with nothing, and we're going to live here with nothing. How come we're so attached into material things and we're not attached into love? And love, it's not sex. Love is respecting people, respecting yourself, understanding, this giving and taking. Because when someone receives, someone is giving. So we need to understand this energy. We need to understand the energy of light and the energy of dark. If we don't have dark, we don't have life, and we don't have light, we don't have dark. But what are we looking for our inner us? We are gods because we have the mind to create things. We have the feeling to create things. So only God can create things. See, a monkey cannot create anything, but we can, because we have the ability to use our free will. But are we using our free will in a free way, or are we being manipulated by the system? Do you put your hand in everything that the news says to you? Say, okay, I'll put my hair in the fire and I agree that they're saying 100%, or just listening and you're going with the flow. So we need to stop and think about our actions, our daily actions, because our lives are made by unity of our daily actions. So money is just one part of the bad world that is putting us in the system and are enslaving us. But our feeling, our actions, our thoughts, our misunderstanding, and our pointing finger, oh, you're Christian, no, you are Jewish, no, you are that. It's just about culture, just a language. We're speaking English right now because we're trying to unite everyone all over the world, but we could speak here Spanish or Portuguese or Italian or Chinese. It's just a language, it's just a way of communicating. Who are right? We are all right. But why we keep competing and killing each other and living in a fear system? So yes, I want to be with you on the 23, 25, 30, 40, 50, whatever it's going to be this day that we're going in the middle of the street and we're going to say, basta, enough. But we can start saying enough with our daily basis, consumption, and action today, now. And this is why we developed FreedomeE. And I'm super honored, Alex, to listen to your vision. And there are so many things that I've been discovering since I started FreedomeE by listening to people. We have to start listening to people.
Yes, you're completely right. And what I think about what you were saying is, I think we have a spiritual part and an animal part. The animal part sounds awful, but is the reality. Is, if you think about it, animals, they appear to have feelings, but they're based on instincts. Okay. So now you were talking, for example, love is not sex. I agree completely. Sex is an instinct, and it's heavily part of our animal part. And I have people ask me, for example, there's no sex, or there's no breathing on other existences or as a spirit. No, there isn't. That's the information I have. There isn't. This is a type of thing that happens here on planet Earth that makes us an inhabitant of planet Earth, that makes us similar to animals. Okay, but as you were saying perfectly, a monkey cannot create things, but a human can, and that's the part that makes us different. Okay. That's why when people say, for example, I love my dog, I have a dog and I love, she's a stray and I love her very much, but I know, that for her is her life. That's why she's so afraid of death. When there's thunder, she gets very nervous and she starts, because most dogs are like that, because her death is the end, She's going back to earth as matter, as flesh, and that's the end. She's not going anywhere else. But us is totally different. And this implanted notion of death, okay, of the physical death, of relating the physical death to the spiritual death, which doesn't exist. You're going to go on forever. I'm sorry, you decided to exist. God gave you the opportunity. Now you have to go on forever. I'm sorry. Some are tired of existing. Don't worry, because you're going to reach a point where you're going to become a beautiful star out there, and you're going to be a beacon of love and guidance, and that is going to be your best version. Okay, so we tend to relate things to our physical death. That's why, for example, people say, oh, there's a catastrophe coming. You know, a planet is going to crash or whatever, meteor. Okay, so can you do something about it? Can you stop the meteor? No. Enjoy your life today. Enjoy your family today. Be good today. Be good to yourself today. Be good to others today. But if the meteor is coming, a meteor is coming. And it's not the end for anyone. It's not the end. We're going somewhere else, okay? So it's just like taking a trip. There is nothing to it. But there are some people, because I know from my family in Italy, some of them have lived their whole life in a small city. So imagine how stressful it is for them to think to go to another city. It's a life-changing event. So we have to understand our reality, who we are. We're travelers of this universe. We're really just passing by. When you realize that, when you start absorbing that, you're going to become more calm in a way that this reality is not as horrible as it seems sometimes, because right now, yes, it's very stressful. But I think I still have a positive feeling inside me that very soon, in a year, maybe in a couple of years, we are going to win, and we're going to start a new world, and it's going to base on similar concepts, if not equal concepts, of FreedomeE, because it's going to be not about the king of the hill, about you being the leader, about you benefiting. It's going to be about everyone benefiting, everyone owning the world, not just the kings. Because if we look at mainstream history, we don't even have to go into alternative history. Mainstream history, it has been the clergy, the religions, the kings, the politicians, the businessmen. They own the world. They never give the opportunity to the little guy, okay? As you say, we live in a slave system. So that has to change. That cannot go on, okay? The problems right now are not the injection, are not the inflation. They're distractions, okay? Those problems have existed forever. They have been oppressing us forever, for thousands of years. So if you're focusing on that, I disagree. That's why I say I'm not going to talk about those subjects, because it's not that I'm afraid of talking about them. I mean, there's no point talking about them, because we could talk about all mainstream history. It has been like that. So I don't know if you would like to add something, Francesca. We have gone around an hour, and it's perfect timing for a great episode. And I really appreciate it. I thank you, and I'm very fortunate that we have joined together. I don't think it's a coincidence, by the way. Someone told me around 2 months ago, a little bit more, early June, that there's something coming from you. There's a new relationship, a new project coming from you. I didn't know what she was talking about. She told me there's something coming, embrace it. And I shared the same message for everyone listening. There are relationships coming to you. There are new projects coming to you. Embrace them. Don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid. You're going to be surprised. Maybe someone you meet on the street, maybe someone you meet through the internet, maybe someone you meet at work, maybe someone you meet through another friend. Embrace it, because humanity is coming together. And I think we're on the early stages of telepathy, of the human consciousness, of the community consciousness, of humanity coming together in ways we're not going to understand. I mean, maybe you and I were not supposed to meet on another reality, but I know that we have met for a purpose, okay? And people are coming together for a purpose, and there are more people coming. So please embrace it. Humanity needs you. Keep a positive outlook. I know we're all having problems. I know we're all having financial problems. But please, we must keep going ahead.
Yes. Well, Alex, I'm so happy to our connection. As I said, I listen to our episode every time they come.
Thank you.
Online. And I think that more I understand what you're talking about, more I understand me, because all of our answers that are in our 95%, which is our subconscious, that is there. We just have to stop, breathe, and ask, ourselves if this is resonating with your values. So I really appreciate what you're doing, FreedomeE. It's happy to be here, and FreedomeE need content all over the world. In order to make it locally, we need to have a local representative to be our partners and to do the connections and help us to think globally, but to act locally, bringing knowledge and low cost of the money and opportunities for their local community. So we are here, we need connections, and we're super happy that you gave your time to multiplicate FreedomeE. And today I was thinking while listening to your last podcast, I think you and we have the same mission: unite people from different cultures. So I am half Brazilian, half Italian, and you were Italian being brought in Mexico, see, and then you live in other countries such as I did. Now I'm living in Finland. And for us, everybody around the globe, all the cultures, they are amazing. We just need to show them that we're so equal. We seem that we are different, but we're so equal. We have the same needs. We want to be loved. We want to be respected, and we want to make part of something. We want to feel that we are alive, that we are productive, that we have a part in this world. So if you want to have a part in this world, we need to give a hand. And by giving, you receive. So this is what FreedomeE is all about. And I really appreciate what you're doing. And we, as normal people, we have the strength to change everything if we unite. And the only way to unite is to unite cultures, unite people. And English is the way. That's why we're using English. And I'm sure that you, like me, being a multi culture, growing up a human being, we see those beautiful differences that make all of us one. So this is FreedomeE. So thank you very much for your time. And I'm looking forward to do this podcast together, to have FreedomeE having all of your knowledge and uniting more people with this free spiritual knowledge. And I'm happy, I'm grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Francesca. Thank you. Let's remember we have a podcast. Maybe we invite David Icke, as I was saying, because if I will be allowed, I mean, of course, it's an honor to have you and people coming on. But of the people out there that you consider, I'm very interested in asking David Icke a few questions. And especially technical questions about, the Anunnaki and all that, reptilians, as he calls it, and everything. So I was joking, by the way, about David Icke. But yes, of course, I agree. We have this mission, and let's embrace it. And you listening, this mission might be coming to you. You might not understand it. First of all, you are not this little thing, okay? You're as big as Francesca and as me, equal. There's no lesser beings. You are not bigger than anyone. You're not smaller than anyone. So if this mission is coming to you, please embrace it, because we need everyone, all hands on deck. We need it for humanity. This is the way, in a way, I feel calm, because this is the way it was supposed to play out. This is the way humanity was supposed to win, was this way, not through a war. Some people have the idea that aliens are going to come on spaceships. No. And I would like just to make a little comment on that. Why aliens are not coming on spaceships to help us with their guns? Because aliens don't believe in that. Good aliens don't believe in that. They believe on the laws of the universe, and we need to figure this out ourselves. We always had the power. It's like the story of the Wizard of Oz. I know you remember the movie or the book. Dorothy always had the power to go home. She just didn't know it. And she let her fears and she let her insecurities play in. And it's the same with humanity. We're fearful, we're insecure, we don't know who we are. We are huge, we're beautiful, we're all equal, we're very powerful. And the moment we decide it's over, okay? Just we need to, humanity, you need to step up to the plate, please. Okay, thank you, Francesca. Thank you very much. And for everyone, please stay for the last 3 minutes of the show. This is where I share to you basically the same message I've been sharing on this video. And if everything is okay, I'm sorry, I should be back on Friday. Thank you, Francesca.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Please be sure to check out our friends from Waking the Future and their awaken-attire.com shop. They gave me my first opportunity to speak about this and I will be forever grateful. Link to their channel and shop on the show notes. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.